Happy Saturday afternoon to my 39 beautiful subscribers. And if you're not already one of those subscribers, please take a second to do so. Join the party. Not to worry, I'll wait. All right, now that you're all subbed up, let's dive into today's subject matter, chips. Lots and lots of chips. So let's backtrack a second. Yesterday I visited my favorite Asian grocery store, and while I was there, I took a quick glance into the junk food aisle. Who am I kidding? I stood in it for like half an hour. And there, staring me in the face, was a dozen different flavors of Lay's that I'd never seen before and frankly never even heard of. Everything I picked up is from China, Taiwan, or Hong Kong, and as we're gonna see over the next few minutes, either the people at Lay's are taking this exercise really seriously, or not very seriously at all. Personally, I don't know enough about the culture to know if garlic shrimp flavored chips are to them what cotton candy Kraft Dinner is to us. And you know there's someone else's YouTube out there where someone from China is just sitting there eating our chips going, man, can you believe they put sour cream and cheddar on their chips? And really, they're not wrong. In principle, that's not normal behavior. Like every single food fusion we've done on this continent involves some sort of fried cheese. Like in China, they've got those delicious little soup dumplings. And then we're sitting over here going, hey, that's a great idea. What if we stuffed it with cheese, deep fried it, and called it a Totino's pizza roll? As we go through this exercise today, rather than rate these on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm taking a page from my son's daycare. At the daycare, they have like a big emotions chart on the wall. And what it does is it helps the toddler sort through how they're feeling on any given day. So as I react to the various flavors, I'm gonna sort through my feelings, like one giant YouTube therapy session. I found this free one at world acclaim emotional specialist rewardchartforkids.com, and as I eat, we'll be able to sort through a wide array of emotions, from giant disappointed eyebrows to feeling glad because I've got these nifty earmuffs, and even xenophobic? Why is that even an option, reward chart for kids? Is this a common enough problem with toddlers that we need to address it on a feelings chart? And why does it have a picture of a weird cat, pig, dog creature? You know kids are just gonna pick that. I also have customer reviews for some of the chips, but not all of them, because unfortunately, I don't speak, and more importantly, I don't read Chinese. Fried crab flavor. And taking a look at the artwork here, it looks like we went a little bit heavy-handed with the fried garlic. Admittedly, I'm also hoping for some butter, but that might be more American than Chinese. I'm not sure. We do have a couple of reviews, however, that we can lean into that'll maybe give us some additional insight. Trusted Amazon reviewer Ruth Angotti gives these 1 star and screams, "Very nasty." Very overwhelming taste of artificial crab, then gets spicy out of nowhere. I personally love seafood and spicy food, but this combination sounds good on paper. Definitely doesn't work in real life, sadly. I don't advise buying. However, culinary expert Brandon Garcia counters that point, giving these 5 stars and saying the flavor grows on you as you eat more. This one was mostly air. At first, I thought it tasted similar to the crayfish one, but the flavor grows on you as you eat more. It actually tastes pretty good. Would buy again. I got 2 bags instead of 1. You might want to keep that to yourself, Brandon, lest people think that you're a bragger. Well, having a 5 star in there does give me some hope, so let's dig in and hopefully it's more 5 star than the lower end. Well, that reeks. That smells like I was down at the docks when the latest haul came in. 3, 2, 1. I'm having a hard time describing this because I am tasting crab. I'm tasting garlic. I am thankfully tasting butter. It tastes the way the meat aisle at an Asian grocery store smells. Maybe the problem is that I'm not eating them right and they haven't grown on me. That bizarre aftertaste is really a problem for me. I don't think I can give these a chance to grow on me, unfortunately. And the way I feel after eating these is maybe a little withdrawn. Because I feel like I should be eating more of these chips, but I don't want to. And I don't have an option for depressed. We wasted the D on disappointment. Grilled pork. So according to the bag, this is a product of China, but if you had told me that it had come out of somebody's North Carolina backyard, I'd have believed you as well. I can totally see this package saying product of Jim's Backyard Cookout, Cary, North Carolina. And I wouldn't be thrown off at all, except to wonder why he's been holding a pig picking without me. However, I do have beef with this pork. Whoever cooked the pork for the cover art has some really bizarre spice handling skills. Look at the salt and pepper line on that. It looks like they attached the spice to the back of a slug and it just left a little trail of spice as it crawled across the meat. There's zero finesse with this. It looks like a spice schmear, assuming Jewish delis carried pork. I am happy. These are the best smelling chips so far. And we got the fun little wavy version of these ones. Please don't let me down, please don't let me down, please don't let me down. Asian barbecue for the win. They let me down. They smell so much better than they taste. Oh, hang on. Let's rewind. Oh, hang on. I'm coming around on these now. So initially, all I got was a mouthful of smoke. I did not care for that. But then it starts to build a little. You're suddenly like, oh, hello, is that a grilled pork chop I sense? Yes, these are coming through. Oh, I'm sorry I judged you so quickly, baby. We got off to a rocky start, but please forgive me. I just want to finish with the exercise now and eat these. I'm not sure it's getting any better than this today. Oh, damn, you did it, North Carolina. Sorry, I mean China. Like there's any doubt with these ones, I feel cheerful. Cucumber. Why? I know that question could realistically be applied to every single one of these chips, but I feel like I could argue them as a side dish for a potato in all cases. At no point in my life have I had a potato with supper and thought, you know what this needs? Some fresh cucumber. This one did come with some customer reviews, however, so let's check those out. Bossy Now gives these 4 stars and writes, perfect package. It came in a super cute Amazon box with fun tape. I would definitely order from this company again. The only reason they didn't get 5 stars is because I didn't like the flavor, but not the company's fault. If you're Bossy Now's significant other and watching this right now, I'm encouraging you to subscribe just for this alone. Or get an engagement ring. Fun tape. You'll save a fortune, I'll take the subscription, everybody wins. Tina Carter gives these 1 star and writes, don't buy there, nasty. Nasty as hell. I don't appreciate being called nasty or nasty as hell, but I bought there. Sorry, I can't take it back. Yeah, that's cucumber. Like a very poignant cucumber. Like maybe a cucumber's been sitting in your fridge a few days too long and there's a very cucumber-rich smell in the air. That's these chips. Rich cucumber. Yeah, that's horrible. It's a classic Lay's potato chip covered in cucumber dust. It's gross. You have so many possible choices on the feelings list. The clearest answer I can give for this one though, and it's just what I'm feeling deep inside, irritated. They had to know up front that cucumbers and potatoes don't go. It doesn't take a flavor scientist to figure that one out. Irritated. Beef noodle flavor. I'm pretty excited about this one. If you told me I'd be restricted to an all faux diet like 4 times a week for the rest of my life, I feel like I'd probably be okay with that. There's something really so pure about a hot bowl of noodles. Keep in mind, Vietnam's like 150 degrees all year round, and they still opt to eat hot noodles instead of, I don't know, what's a cold supper? Iceberg lettuce? I love the cover art. Like, you've got the little bok choys, you've got the little chilies here. When I open this bag, if it doesn't steam up my glasses, I'm gonna be seriously disappointed. No steam. That's actually really pleasant. It smells like beef noodles. Color me shocked and surprised. Honestly, here they really replicated the flavor of a spicy beef pho. Wonderful as a one-off snack. Consulting the charts, these make me feel jealous. And you might wonder why. Well, I'm jealous that there is a team of scientists out there that can somehow recreate an entire bowl of pho where you're getting the noodles, the beef, the bok choy, the chilies, all wrapped up somehow into dust on a potato chip. And meanwhile, we're lucky if I remember to put the milk back in the fridge after I'm done using it. Lime. Just lime. A whole bunch of limes just squirted on some potato. I suppose these could work. We have lime flavored Tostitos and those are really good. Tostitos are made out of corn. Corn is one detached limb away from being a potato. That's true. Potatoes have eyes, corns have ears. Once they find out the bean stalk, it's gonna be like a horror movie out there, and our only defense as humans is gonna be hot water and a potato masher. I was hoping these would smell like a margarita, but they smell like lime jello. They smell like lime jello and they taste like lime jello. I just don't really crave lime jello with my potato chips. The dessert potato chip has never caught on. We've been making chips for like 100 years. It's not going to happen. These are okay, would not repeat. In terms of how these make me feel, I'm really drawn to the zany clown. Not because the chips are making me feel particularly zany, but because they remind me of childhood. They remind me of Jell-O. And with that, I'm drawn to the thing that's the most childlike on here, the zany clown. So zany it is. Roasted chicken wing flavor. And taking a look at the cover, there's no doubt that this came from Asia. It's not the Chinese characters. My auto mechanic has Chinese characters written up and down his arm, and he's about as cultured as Elmer Fudd. No, it's actually the fact that these wings are roasted. Fun fact, nobody on this continent has roasted a wing since Buffalo, New York stopped using them for soup stock in the 1960s. Before I get elbow deep in this bag, let's check out some customer reviews that I have on this one, because there ain't no thing like a chicken wing. J. Sebastian gives these 1 star and writes, expiration date. Out of date. However, a counterpoint is received from Ed Lips, who gives these 1 star and writes, don't waste your money. These taste nothing like chicken. They taste very strongly of Worcestershire sauce, and they are very hard. Served them at a party and was given very bad reviews. Well, Ed Lips, maybe you should have looked a little bit closer at the expiration date, because that might have explained why they were very hard. Thank you, friends. Now let's do this. The reviews might have been right about this one. I don't smell any chicken flavor in here at all. All I smell is soy or Worcestershire. We do have the wavy ones again, though. I do appreciate a wavy chip. And these are what I'd call inoffensive, but not great. It doesn't taste like a chicken wing to me, roasted or not. But maybe it's because I'm used to eating my chicken wings a specific way. Hang on a second. I have an idea. Cheers. Holy crap, that's good. This was meant to be played for laughs, but I actually like it. Maybe that's what was missing all along. Yeah, these have gone straight from forgettable to this is now a top tier chip. Interesting case here because I was feeling 2 very different things when I ate these chips. Initially, when I took my first bite, I was definitely feeling disappointed. Chicken wings are special to me. I have very high expectations for chicken wings. These didn't deliver, so disappointed. And it's amazing how a dribble of your favorite hot sauce can completely turn the entire game around. While initially disappointed, I certainly ended feeling cheerful. Mexican chicken tomato flavor. Well, that's a word salad worth of stuff now, isn't it? I feel like the flavor scientists in China literally just threw a bunch of American terms into a word randomizer and this is what it spat out. Meanwhile, I want you to look at the art and tell me what's missing. A Mexican chicken. But for God knows what reason, we've got one of those little disposable cups of mustard that you get at the state fair to dip your corn dogs in. Honest to God, I don't know what's happening with these chips. It smells, I guess, like Mexican chicken tomato flavor, probably. It tastes like tomato paste. If you were eating ketchup chips and they were too thin, this is what you'd throw into them to thicken them up. You know what would help? The mustard. You put the mustard on the package, put them in the chips. This makes me feel embarrassed. I'm embarrassed it was created. I'm embarrassed I ate it. I'm embarrassed that it just straight exists. Artificial beef lemon flavor. So I did do a little bit of digging on this one. My local grocers decided to hide a few keywords on this one. The full name of these is beef tongue salted green onion sauce lemon flavored potato chips. I think I got that. I get it. You don't want to tell your North American customers they're about to French kiss their cow flavored potato chips. It's the same reason the Filipino soup that's made of the long dong of the bovine is called soup number 5. It's smart marketing. You get fewer questions about what's in it. Although personally, I'd have called the soup bone broth. These smell like a dorm room. It's that grand combination of stale smoke, BO, and pizza boxes. Not necessarily making me go, give me that cow tongue. Oh, that's disgusting. And it's not because I know I'm eating beef tongue. I've had beef tongue. Lengua tacos, when prepared properly, are wonderful. But what I am hating on is this stale onion flavor mixed with like a hint of citrus, and I don't even know if there's beef flavor in here. Maybe there is. Like, I'd love to tell you more about what's going on here, but the only English word on the whole package is 1996. Maybe 1996 was the year they were packaged and why they taste so stale. I'm not ruling out that I got an expired sack. Expired sack used to be my online dating name. Realistically, coming to terms with my feelings on this one, these just make me feel afraid. Afraid for our future, afraid of these chips. Garlic shrimp flavor. I love garlic shrimp. You know, I can't even remember the last time I sat down and had a really good seafood platter. Maybe 2 years ago in Cape Cod. It's hard to say. We've been trapped in a pandemic, and the only sustainable and locally sourced animal we have in Eastern Ontario is the poutine. Meanwhile, and I know I shouldn't be hating on the way that other cultures do things, but why don't you guys behead the shrimp before you serve them? I hate seeing those little eyes staring back at me. I don't want to be reminded I'm about to chow down on the Little Mermaid's friends. You know, her father's a very vengeful man, and I'd really prefer to stay on his good side. Oh, those stink. Like, I know it's garlic shrimp, but that smells like a fish market, and that's really not what you want to smell when you open your bag of chips. I'm gonna have to air this room out when I'm done with this video. After that smell, admittedly, these definitely scare me a little bit. These taste a million times better than they smell. There's a wicked strong flavor of garlic in here. Don't eat these before you go out on a date with anybody. Yeah, once you get over the initial shock of the super rank fish market smell, these are outstanding. You can hardly taste the shrimp at all. It's primarily just, it's a heavily garlicked chip. Between that nasty, pungent fish market smell and that delicious, savory garlic, it's all very overwhelming for me, and I'm having a hard time coming to terms with how I feel. So overwhelmed is appropriate. Numb and spicy hot pot flavor. So, I know what a hot pot is, but I'm really not entirely sure what that is. To me, that looks like a plate of mashed kidney beans. If prison ran out of gruel, I feel like this is what they'd be serving up next. And because you've been on your best behavior, you get an extra little scoop of kidney beans right there in the middle where your cup usually goes. To the best of my knowledge, a hot pot is supposed to have meat. I don't see any meat in here. I do see a random red skin potato with a star cut out of it for some reason. That little potato's trying to blend in with the rest of the kidneys, but don't think I don't see you in there, little man. I do have some customer reviews for this one. Mike gives these 3 stars and says, all right, had some of the flavor as the peppercorn that numbs your mouth, but not the numbing. However, Josh gives these 5 stars and says, possibly the best potato chips I have ever had. I got these as a birthday present for my wife, and she loved them. Josh, we know what happened here. You forgot your wife's birthday, you went barreling into the nearest convenience store, you saw a bag of these international chips sitting on a shelf, and you're like, hey, my wife likes hot pots, she likes chips, what's to hate? This means that I'm thinking about her, and the Chinese writing means that these are quality These are something that you buy as a novelty one-off. Hey honey, I saw these in the store and was thinking about you. As a birthday gift, not a good idea. Sorry Josh, I see right through those. 5 stars. All right, with those out of the way, the only thing left to do is give them a taste. Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh. These chips aren't holding anything back. It reminds me of the time I went to a grocery store in Asia, and out front they were cutting up durian samples for customers. It smelled like an entire daycare full of children had filled their diapers. Josh, bro, you're a liar. These aren't no 5-star chips. You're divorced. Oh, you are so divorced. So amongst the things I've eaten on this channel, these are absolutely worse than the apple pie hot dog. They're worse than the jalapeno Cheetos mac and cheese. I don't know if they're worse than the flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese, but we're getting darn close. I can only choose one feeling for this one, even though I feel like it's gonna take months of therapy to work these out of my system. These make me feel miserable. I'm hating life right now. So while this just says chicken, I feel like there's a little bit more going on than just that. The helpful grocery store workers affixed this special label, which tells me it's an artificial pan-fried chicken flavor. I don't know if that extra information actually tells me anything. Maybe it tastes like an artificial pan, like Tefal. Oh, it's one of those bags, the ones that fight you. Ooh. In Canada, we have one called roast chicken, and it smells an awful lot like that. Good punch. So I don't know if you did this when you were a kid or not. I certainly did. If you grew up in the 80s or early 90s, it's possible that this was a common thing you saw on your playground. But some kids at recess would haul out these bags of ramen, and they would just pound them flat. Then they'd haul out the ramen dust and just sprinkle it over the top and sit there and eat it like a snack. This tastes like the chicken ramen powder. Whether or not that's a good thing, I don't know. If you're into Mr. Noodles because you like spending 19 cents for supper, maybe you'll dig it. I dig it because this brings me back memories of childhood. So as I dig deep into my soul and try to pick out exactly what this is stirring up inside me, I'm gonna have to go with youthful. Brandy duck flavor. Or, as our helpful label reads, artificial duck breast flavor. What in the name of high-class cooking is this doing on my potato chip? Brandy duck? It sounds like something Gordon Ramsay would be screaming at somebody about on Hell's Kitchen. It doesn't smell like anything. Well, that's not pleasant. Just deeply unpleasant. If you were maybe holding a party with people you didn't like very much, maybe you'd serve these. Eyeballing the chart, these make me feel unloved. Hi guys, if you're catching this on the tail end of the video, and I hope you are still with us, this is a little bit of bonus footage. I've actually got a 13th Asian bag of chips. These ones being taro chips, sea salt and black pepper flavor, coming to us from China. Now, you've probably noticed the bag is already opened. I thought I filmed this segment. It turns out I never hit the record button on the camera, so lesson learned. Given I'm presenting this a second time and I don't have a completely disgusted look on my face, you probably guessed these aren't too bad. Truthfully speaking, they're okay. They kind of smell a little bit like a Pringle. It definitely does not smell like a potato. Makes sense, it's a taro root, but it's also got that super smooth texture of a Pringle as well, which I thought was kind of cool. The taro root doesn't bubble up the way that a chip would, so you don't have rough ridges, it's just very, like a close shave. Flavor-wise, they're okay. They're really nothing to write home about. The flavor's pretty nondescript. You mostly get the salt. I don't really taste any black pepper in here, despite it being advertised on the bag. I would consider this like a gently salted rice cake. With that in mind, the same idea of a rice cake, this is actually a lower calorie alternative to chips. These are about 200 calories for the whole bag. I only eat junk food on the weekends, so I can't imagine giving up my more flavorful snacks in exchange for a bag of these. But if you're somebody who's a little bit more disciplined than I am, who really looks to cut down wherever they can, Taro root chips are not a bad alternative if you can find them. I have already put away my emotions chart, so I'm not quite sure where this falls. Put it in maybe an indifferent type of category. If indifferent was an option, then maybe that's how I'm feeling right now. Indifferent. So there you have it. And I'm feeling, hang on, I gotta consult with my chart. Proud that we tried these chips today. If you enjoyed our little adventure through chips today, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like. Every time you do that, it tells YouTube that you'd like to see more of my content, and it helps get it out to more people. And I feel that you doing that would make you very kind. Thank you guys. Until the next one.